Okay. What's going on, everybody? Whew. Is it hot in here? I'm a little nervous. It's my first ever official game review. So, well, let's dive in, I guess. Ninja Gaiden Sigma, dude. Let me get cozy. Let me get comfy. Man, this game is sick. I think, like, starting off, this game is sick. Like, number one, because I'm not going to do any, I guess, fancy intros, do a lot of, you know, hoopla. Let's get to the brass tacks, alright? This game is fucking cool. Basically, I would say it's one of the coolest feeling, like, tough games, I guess. Tough games. Sort of your, you know, Dark Souls, Cupheads, you know, the like. Since I played in forever, right? I think, I don't know. It's different, and it's awesome, and it sucks that it's went away. There's problems, obviously. There's problems with it, and I'm just kind of free-forming it here. I have a couple of notes, you know, so I want to take it sort of in a structure, but it's just, I want to tell you guys how I feel. It's not sort of a thing, like a you know, some IGN or whatever, you know, it's we're going to do it differently around here. But starting off with what I think people care about the most is difficulty, right? I think that game, honestly, it's pretty fair. I would say the difficulty actually feels really good, and that sounds weird, because obviously some of you guys who watch my gameplay might be like, are you fucking serious? All you did was complain the whole time. Well, number one, I went into hard mode in one of the hardest games ever made. That was sort of expected. But number two, what I've heard about normal mode, for example, there's no minions in any of those bosses. So that makes the bosses already a million times better. And then there's hero mode. And when I want to talk about the difficulty and how it's made, I think, compared to, like, other games and, like, you know, sort of the get-fucked style of games and shit like that, this game has everything from the bottom up. You know, I have to imagine if you played on hero mode, you'd feel like a fucking god. You would just be badass, you'd flip the fucking weapons around, slicing them up, and it'd be sick, right? Doing nimpo and shit. And it'd be a great time. And then you're supposed to, I think this is how you're supposed to go. You'd play that, then you do it again on normal. Right? The game's fun. Playing the game is fun. So do it again on normal. And the difference, too, from normal to hard as well is that enemies change. There are enemies in that game I never saw. Like, they just didn't show up. Because I didn't play on, I think, Master Ninja or even the harder ones. So there is actually things in there that, you know, are unique, too. You get unlockables. It's old-style gaming. It's the good games. It's back when games were better, right? Everybody, I think, universally will agree upon that games were better back in the day, and I'm seeing it here. Games were better because of the fact that, like, you had multiple modes to get into and have fun with. So anybody who, let's say, just wants to play the game for fun, that's there. And anybody who would talk shit about them, this is a bigger one. It's not about that even. It's because it's there, but it's about your opinion on how you're allowed to enjoy the game. That's huge, dude. That is huge. That ruins people's experience sometimes. Like, where, you know, there's, let's say, what's it called? This hero mode, and it gives you, like, nimpo and I think health regen. I don't know what it does exactly, but it's, you know, it's to get in there and have fun. They gave that to people so they can get in there and have fun, and that's important, right? Now, I didn't see Ninja Dog mode and some of the shit that I've heard about the game, you know, the legend of, like, the most bust-ass game in history. So I guess they've changed it with the PS5 version, or it's like a PS3. It's a redone, upgraded version, I think. But the point is, some people won't do that, and people will treat them like shit for that. These, like, scummy-ass, like, Dark Souls elitist kind of people who play games, and it's like, yeah, if you don't do it on the hardest difficulty with no items, then you're just a fucking scrub gamer. Every game should be the most brutal thing that's anyone's ever done, and you should be sitting here being miserable the whole time, and that's how you play games. Like, no. Go suck a dick, you guys. I'm sorry. That's not everybody who enjoys Dark Souls or anything, you know, who enjoys... So there's people in every game like that. You know, the Final Destination, no items motherfuckers who can't enjoy the fact that somebody uses items. You know, they're a fucking bitch scrub if you use items. It's like, dude, that's not what gaming used to be about. Like, ever. You know what I mean? Gaming was supposed to be about fun. And this game has a fun option, right? I wouldn't have the chance to actually explore that, but I'm sure people would have fun with it. And so to talk about the difficulty, I think that, yeah, they have things for everybody, and I think you're supposed to work your way up. Like, you know the tentacle dude? The little that motherfucker. Now I know the lunar uppercut shit, that'll knock off the tentacles one hit. So if I went to go fight him again, it'd be over. I wouldn't struggle at all, probably, you know what I mean? I'd be better off. So all the things I learned already are supposed to be learned on normal. And then you go back and do it again. So I kind of just played the game wrong in a way. And, you know, that cost me a little bit of frustration. But yeah, I think overall, this does it well, man. I think it does well. I think the difficulty does well. I think overall it seems fair, except Alma. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a bit later. Alma needs a little bit of discussion. Let's see. Let me see. Here's where we check the notes. Let's check the notes. Let's stay focused. We're professionals. Let's see. The gameplay is sick, right? I want to talk about the gameplay, I guess. The gameplay is awesome. It's fucking sick, dude. Pressing buttons in that game feels great. Like, you just feel sick. You get the fucking nunchaku, spinning them bitches around. The lunar, blowing motherfuckers. Dude. That shit is awesome. You get the double arrow and just goom, and chop motherfuckers' heads off. Like, gameplay's sick. 10 out of 10 gameplay. Some things were frustrating, but it's also part of what makes it good, like the wall running. The wall running and all this shit and the different things. That can be frustrating when he jumps on a wall and goes the opposite direction or does different shit. Like the camera would do 180 and your character's doing fucked up stupid shit. Those are problems. You know what I mean? I think those are gonna be frustrating, like the camera doesn't do right, or you're trying to do like a flying swallow, and then because you're like at a weird angle or something, he just does a slam instead of flying through, even though you're close enough. Some of those things can be frustrating, especially because they're automatic, right? There's something that's supposed to happen for you. I'm supposed to jump, press forward, and it just goes. So when it doesn't go, it's like, come on, dude! Or you're trying to jump on a wall and he just doesn't wall ride, he just does a backflip off. It's like, some of it can be frustrating, you know, some of those little details, but overall, dude, the game feels great. Snappy, fun. You know, you get bonuses too, like, for example, block rollout. You can block, I think, frame 1. I don't know if it's frame 1, but it's pretty fast. You can block out of moves. So, like, there was times I would be doing a move, and then I would just hold block, and then I'd finish the move, instantly block roll out, where I would have gotten hit if I was, you know, not holding block. But you don't think you hold block during an attack animation. It's just not something you attack, then you block, right? But there was times I think that there's mechanics I wasn't even abusing, right? That I have bonuses I didn't even know about. Because a couple times I did get like an insta-block. I said, how the fuck I blocked that? Whereas I was getting hit before. So there's even more nuanced mechanics that I think make it feel even better. But let's see. The mechanics are great. What else we got in here? Let's see. Talk about the... dude, the graphics? Fucking gorgeous. It's an Xbox original game. Now, maybe I got the, you know, PS5 version or whatever the version it is. You know, it's on PS5, that's how I'm playing. So it looks a little bit better. But, dude, it wasn't a remake, you know what I mean? It was not a remake. It was just, like, a port, like an upgraded port. So, I mean, it looked that good the whole time. Crazy, that game looks good. Storyline was sick, dude. Storyline was, like, not sick. It was good. It wasn't, like, the greatest story to blow you away. But it was all it needed to be. We need Ryu to be over there beating the hell out of some bad guys. How do we get him there? You know, it was more than that, actually. That's all you needed. That was the minimum. But it was pretty cool. The Dark Dragon Blade, you know, the Vigor Emperor, all this shit, you know, exploring the lore. The lore was sick, too. Not just because the storyline of how we got to A to B was fine. But the lore was sick, dude. All the ancient stuff, the big titty babes, the BDSM bitches. We didn't even see those come back. We don't even know, like, that was the creation and demons, and they never came back. So there's lore, dude. Like, sick. Ryu got turned into like a spirit ninja with the hawk, and it saved him. There's some cool shit in there. Like, so the lore was pretty good. The only thing about the story that I did see that I wanted to talk about was the weird thing at the very end. If I had to get like a critique, would be like, where was this vengeance that came out of nowhere? Like, maybe it was there the whole time, and because Ryu is such a stoic character, I can't tell. But out of nowhere, like at the end, Ayane is like, oh, his quest for vengeance will only lead him to... Where will it lead him to the end of his journey? What are you talking about? When did we have a quest for vengeance? Like, then he turned into a fiend at some point, which is cool, but I thought it was like a Doku thing. I don't know exactly how that worked. So some of that was weird for me. Maybe it's better done, and I didn't pick it up, you know. What else we got? Weapons. The weapons are fucking sick. Weapons are sick. Part of like what I said about playing the game is fun. There's so many weapons to choose from, too. You got so many weapons. Now, at the end of the game, you basically want to just only use the Dragon Sword. The Dragon Sword just did 1 billion damage. I think that sucks. I do think that sucks because it makes you, like, especially in a challenging game, when I'm getting my shit kicked in trying to use the double R or the Lunar, and then it's like change to the Dragon Sword and kill it in 3 hits, it's like, really? Like, I hate when that shit happens. And you say, well, just use what you want. It's optimal. Why would I use a shit weapon that kills him in 20 hits when I can kill him in 5? Like, who the fuck? Like, don't blame, or how do you say, not blame, but like, don't tell me as a player I have to put a handicap on because the game didn't balance the weapons properly. Fuck that. I want the damage. I want the good shit. So that kind of sucked in some ways. But overall, weapons are cool, man. Weapons felt really good. What do we see? What do we got here? Because I don't want to waste all your time. I don't want to waste all day because I can ramble. I can talk about whatever. Y'all got shit to do, right? You want like, what is this opinion? How does this sound? You know, tell me, how did you feel at the end of it? So far, basically everything's been pretty good. I'm talking about sort of the good things. And then I want to get into, because some of y'all may be like, he's talking a lot of good things about this game when all his fucking gameplays were complaining the whole fucking time. Let's dive into some of that, because there is a couple factors there I think that are at play that I don't think you guys at home, if you went and bought it, because that's kind of like, hey, should I get this game? Is it fun? I think yes. Some of the frustrations that hit me won't hit you guys, I think, as hard. Is, number one, it's taxing. Dude, it's taxing as fuck to play this game. Mentally, just wears a toll. You know what I mean? So, like, that's already hard enough of just, like, playing for hours. And then on top of that, I'm live. I'm on stream. You know what I mean? I got talking to people. I got to keep going. You know, we're doing it real big. And, like, I can't afford, let's say, to play shittily. Number one, nobody wants to see me just sit there and die to a fucking boss for 20 minutes. You know, or an hour or 2 hours or 5, and then I'm getting frustrated. That's not really, like, good. You know what I mean? I don't think people want to see that shit. So that plays into how I approach it. And then the fact is, too, I have a deadline. You know what I mean? And this is what I think game journalism, too, because this is my first, like, official shit. And I think that does deserve to be touched on, is the fact that I have a deadline that I gotta meet. I have to basically finish this, then finish 2, then finish 3, and then I had to go play 4. I have... It's the 6th right now as we're day of recording. The 6th. I have until the 20th, 21st to beat 2 and 3 and edit all the videos and get a review for both. Like, fuck. That shit sucks. So I don't have, let's say, the luxury of just playing for 4 hours, busting some ass, feeling confident, and then saying, cool, pick it up tomorrow. So you gotta go, buddy. So sometimes my streams went longer, and then it was like the fatigue set in, and it's like, fuck, dude. So you just feel bad. Like, let's say I would lose to a boss. Like, I'm like going back and forth. I'm trying to go back to the boss and some guy kills me. I don't think like, oh shit, he got me. Okay, let's just go back. I think, fuck, that's wasting my time. I have deadlines to meet. I got shit to do. I don't have time to sit here and fucking die to these bosses all day. And that's not good, right? Because, I mean, I got some bonus. I got some leeway. I'm not saying it's whatever. I have a little bit of leeway in the sense of, like, you know, especially after Ninja Gaiden comes out. But I'm playing older games. I'm not reviewing them the day of. And I work for the TCast radio show underneath, you know, so it's not as serious, right? Like, I'm a sort of a subsidiary thing, and I'm given a little bit of freedom to do, you know, the reviews that I want. As you can see, I'm just kind of talking to you guys. It's not, you know, super formal. So I get some bonuses. Like, my boss is not probably going to cuss me out if I don't have a review done the day after, right? If I don't have a review, full game review done, you know, the day after Ninja Gaiden 4 launches, I'm probably not going to get fired, right? That's cool. Some people do, right? Some people struggle with that, like the IGN fuckers and shit like that. So, like, for journalism out there and shit like that, the time crunch and the pressure, I think, does add to how you play the game and how you enjoy the game. And that sucks. I think that really sucks, because that's going to take the fun out of gaming. So, you know, we're going to see how that works in the future. I'm going to try and make sure, you know, for new releases and stuff, I don't fall victim to that. But I got to get production, right? I have to get, you know, views. I have to get shit out there. It's weird, dude. I used to play games for fun. And now it's like I got to do it for a job. So you are in a weird spot. But that's short story long. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that I couldn't play, you know, tits out for 6 hours. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about? Like, got the wife beater with the mustard stain, fucking just like drinking beers. Your fucking hair is all frizzled, drinking beers, and You ain't brush your teeth, nothing. Just playing games for like 8 hours in a dungeon, lights off. I couldn't afford to do that. Excuse me. So like because of that, it made it tough, you know what I mean? I have to do it in like a certain way. And that kind of adds, you know, that kind of adds to some of the frustration, kind of adds to some of the stuff. I remember talking about one time grinding, right? I felt like I couldn't even do that. Like I was like, man, I'm gonna go grind. I said, man, you can't grind. You got entertainment to do. People don't want to watch some motherfucker grind. You got a deadline to meet. You can't really do that. And it's like, damn. So now I feel like I can't even play the way I wanted to play because of how I have to approach the game. So those things are important, you know. And as my journalism career grows, I'm gonna try and manage that, and you know, continue to talk to you guys. I have some freedom, so I can control, you know, how the show goes to some degree. You know, I don't want to say quotas to meet, you know what I mean, but I have people to answer to, so I can't just basically do whatever. But I want to bring y'all genuine shit, like how this is genuine. Like, I'm just talking about the game. Like I don't want it to come in and be like, all right guys, this game 2025, awesome, we're gonna give this a 5 out of 10, we're gonna give this 8 out of 10, graphics awesome, and it's just like some fake shit. Like, nah, let's talk about the fucking game, and like, as a real person who played it, what did you think and how was it different? So I want to give y'all a caveat, because I don't think people talk about it like that. Like when someone's doing a review, when's the last time you saw a fucking review person come out and tell you straight up like, yeah, I think I would have enjoyed the game, but because my boss said I only had 24 hours to do this and I had to do that, I didn't really get a chance to be myself and play, so I kind of had to force this, and then I cheated and looked all this up because I had to beat the game in one day, so I had to already do a cheat code to get infinite money just to beat it so I can give you guys a review. So really my opinion doesn't matter because I haven't actually played the game honestly and got a real opinion on it. I'm just kind of doing this for money. No one says that. No one's gonna say that, because honestly that's hyperbolic. Nobody's really that bad, but it can be adjacent, you know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm trying to tell you, like, that could happen while someone's doing this. So, overall, though, dude, the game's sick. I knew I was missing something, because I was about to wrap it up. Let's end on a high note. It's not a high note. Spoilers. Fuck that. That's another one for the frustrations. I think she did ruin the game for me sometimes. No joke. I think the Alma fight really ruined the game in some ways, because it just felt like shit and it demoralized me. It was later in the evening too, so I'm already getting tired and just dude, it's bad. It's really bad thinking about that. I don't want to get into it and complain all day because it's not about a complaining fest, but just know, like, that boss really was frustrating. I felt like it was random. It was a 20% chance to hit a swallow, and if you didn't have Nimpo, sometimes Nimpo worked to put her on the ground, and sometimes it didn't. So then you're just kind of having a crapshoot, fucking throw your head at the wall. Like, it was bad design. I think that's probably one of the only things I would say that's like blatantly just bad. There was a couple hitboxes somewhere that hit me. Questionable ass hitbox. There was some questionable shit in there a couple times, but that's a couple times. You know, even some of the harder bosses felt straight. You know, even like, what's his name? Evil Ryu? Even Evil Ryu. He was fine. Not Evil. Shadow Ryu, I don't know which, because Evil Ryu, he was evil at the end of the game. Not Street Fighter. I don't know. But basically, he felt fine. Even as frustrating as that fucker was and how OP he felt, he would just do one hit. Boom, 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 Izuna, boom, you're fucking done. Even though that would happen, it was fine. You know what I mean? It was, I had cheese too. So the cheese goes back and forth on that fight. The cheese didn't go back and forth on the Alma fight. It was just mad frustrating. Some of her moves felt like if you were standing in a certain location, it's an auto lose. Like the pillar move, you would stand here. Nothing you could do. You stood here, so you can only go left and right, but you're in near a corner kind of thing, because you dodged out from the last one. And then you swallowed across the map and went through her, and now you landed. She's doing the pillars. You have nowhere to go. Auto hit. Some of that shit was frustrating. So off the back of that, I think I became demoralized. I'm not going to lie. That when I went into the next boss, let's say that's not that cheesy, that you had a chance to win, and I'm already fucking frustrated. Like when I did the one, the big thickums, that came in a Lazy Boy, that dude, when I did the second part for that dude, number 2 with the red shits when he exploded, that motherfucker was not that bad. There's a strategy that looks pretty good. You just go, and you land with the dragon sword. And what you'll do is you'll go up when he turns around and tries to smack you, then you go back down. You can time it. I don't know if there's a way to manipulate. You can get that done though, so that's not that bad. But I went into that fight just demoralized. Just feeling like shit, dude. Just complain like fuck this. It wasn't even that bad. It was just that Alma had ruined my perception on the game and made me not want to play. So like now I'm frustrated and that's carrying over. So that was a bigger deal, I think. You know, and then going towards the end, the second one wasn't as bad though. I think the second one felt a little bit better because the pillar move is easier to dodge. I just said fuck it at that point and just bought like 2 extra potions and mashed high potions until we killed her. She was still bullshit, but somehow I felt like I got through it faster than the first one. Maybe I just got better at the game too, I don't know. But that was frustrating. And then I don't have the luxury, like I was saying earlier, about going from place to place and like dying to random dudes. Because I'm trying to beat the game. I got a deadline. That's stupid shit. It caused me to view it wrong. I was blatantly viewing the game in an incorrect way because that's sick. I want you to really imagine like you're a fucking Band of Brothers or something. If y'all watch that amazing show, go watch that shit. But imagine you're in fucking enemy lines, right? Running from building to building, fucking gunfire. Get the fuck down! Imagine you're doing that all the time. It's exhausting, but it's action-packed. You're supposed to, and what I'm getting to is you're supposed to feel like that. Going from A to B in that game is supposed to, you're in the Vigor capital. There's fucking dudes with guns everywhere. Yes, they're trying to kill you. You're a fucking fugitive. That's part of the fun. That's the immersion. That's like the fuck, yes, you know, the dun 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 dun. Let's get the fuck out of here. That's good. That is good design. That's what it's supposed to be like. But for me, and like I said, in the position I'm in, I saw it in a bad way. Like, I just want to go to this next area. I just want to go to this next area. You're supposed to value going to the next area. It's supposed to be like, I'm trying to get here and it matters because I'm fighting against the Emperor and doing all this shit. But then I think when you're rushing a game, you devalue it. You devalue those moments. Similar though to how the mindset is on just casual gaming. I bet there's a lot of you guys who pick up a game casually. You're not doing it for work. You're just playing. And going from place to place, it's like, ugh, I gotta go from place to place. Like, why? Why is that a problem? You know what I mean? Like, why the fuck is it a problem? Like, we used to play games back in the day and we didn't have no objective. Like, as a kid, bro, you'd be walking in circles, chilling. Living your best life, bro. Just, la la la, just walking over here. Check this shit out. Walk over here. Check that shit out. So, like, why is it now that if you're playing a game and you don't immediately get to where you're going and it's not this, directive, move, fast, now objective based, like very objective, red dot, go here, or yellow line, follow line, go here. When did it become so programmatic and so, like, fast? You know, because that's one of those things that Dark Souls does well in the modern generation, of the fact that, like, if you look at those games, no yellow markers, no nothing, no objective based, just walk around, have fun. Go play. It's in a fucking sandbox. Go play. That's important. You know what I mean? So, like, I think if you look at that shit overall, something's wrong with our brains. I think something's wrong with your brain when, like, your immersion kind of is lost for a times table or something. And a lot of y'all as adults, you're working, you're busy, you can't afford, let's say if you have 2 hours of gaming, 3 hours of gaming, to spend an hour and a half fucking dying to hallways. That can be frustrating. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not saying, like, if you think it's frustrating, you're wrong. Obviously, that shit is still frustrating. But what I'm saying is it shouldn't be, like, 100%. We could do more of, like, an in-between where... Sorry. I just noticed my shit was, like... This is not OnlyFans. Sorry, let me get that shit tight. But yeah, like... Let's not make it 100%. Let's try and enjoy it for what it could be. Like, that's supposed to be part of the game. And not just be so frustrated by it. But overall, man, I think I have really great things to say about the game. It's fucking awesome. I do think you guys should check it out. There's a collection. I ain't got to 2 and 3. 2 and 3 could suck dick. I ain't gonna hold you. Hands up. But I do think that it's a collection that has, I think, 1, 2, and 3. And if you can get it for like $20, dude, just that game alone is worth $20. That shit is fun. And play, back to what I said earlier, man, play on normal minimum. Just try it. I know you guys suck, and that's what I'm saying. Tired of the, I don't have time to play games. I don't have the time to go on normal, then go on hard, then go on harder. Dude, just relax. You have the next X years of your life. Gaming is supposed to be taking you out of the stress. It's supposed to take you into a fun place where you chill and let your mind go. Like, stop looking at it like that. Stop looking at, you know, I don't have the time, I don't have the time, I don't have the time. Just relax. And if you know you're not confident, play it on hero mode for, let's say, a few hours. Play like 2-3 hours on hero mode your first session. Try it on hero mode, and then see if it's too easy. And be like, man, it's just whack. Go back on normal, or maybe you're still having some trouble. And you're like, no, this is good. I like it. It's fun, but it's not too challenging. I kind of can just breeze through it, and then have fun with it. And then if you go back on normal after, you may want that. Like, you may want the challenge, because then you can build confidence. You can say, no, I'm doing it on normal now. Let's go. Hardest game in the world? I got this. Then you beat it on normal. Then you come back on hard, because now you're like, dude, that was easy. And then when you see the same boss or the same enemy on your third playthrough, dude, you're good. You're like, nah, this guy's fucking free. And then you just whoop there, and that builds confidence, and that's like, I think, what this game does. I think that's why a lot of people love this game, and like have good things to say about it. The community has been good too, by the way. That's one thing I want to touch on before we go to the community so far, based on the comments, you know, Twitch streams. They seem pretty cool. Like, you know, I don't see a lot of those like try-hard fuckers, you know what I mean? A lot of those shit-eating, skill issue, you suck. Like, I don't see a lot of those people here, and that's nice, you know what I mean? Like, it matters. Obviously, the community is not supposed to dictate how you feel and whatever. That's why I told you earlier. Some dickhead wants to tell you that you're a piece of shit for playing on hero mode. Go play the game, bro. Enjoy it. If you're having fun, and have fun in your own way. That's why it exists, so you could do both. They could get what they want, you can get what you want. But I didn't see a lot of those guys. Obviously, I assume they're there. But the community is important, because when you do get into something new and you want to try it, how do you feel when you do become frustrated or don't know what to do, or you try and reach out for help? Like, hey, well, this shit seems stupid or whatever. You gotta have some kind of feedback, ideally, some good feedback. But hey, stick with me then. You know what I mean? If y'all want to try something, whatever, stick with me. Go try it out. And instead of going to, like, you know, Reddit, whatever, you know, if you feel like you're gonna get toxic flamed in comments, shit, come in the stream. Come ask me, you know, whatever. Go to YouTube comments on my shit. Be like, hey, man, this shit was annoying. What the hell? What am I supposed to do? And I'm not a pro gamer. I'm not. Again, I don't know the game. I only beat it once. I'm not even that good at it. So I can't help you with everything, but I can help you at least, you know, try and get a base if I can. Because, you know, we gotta boost each other up, man. We gotta boost each other up in terms of, like, playing games together and, like, having people enjoy it and not do this weird gatekeeping shit where everyone just fucking talks shit about everybody. You know what I mean? If you don't enjoy the game the way I do, then you're fucking worthless. Like, get the fuck out of here, dude. You know what I mean? Like, just crazy. Just crazy, man. But overall, you know what I mean? I give the game... Let me think. I don't want to wait too long, because I want y'all just sit here in silence forever. I want to say 8. 8.5. 8.5. I want to say 8.5. And hear me out. I would have said 9.5. I'm not going to lie. I think this game probably deserves a 9.5 for some people, just because of the fact of the things I said about it. And, like, and you might be shocked. 9. The fuck out of here. All you did was complain about it. Listen. I think 9.5 because everything really is well done. I'm not going to take away if I can't enjoy something, or if I did something on my own from the game. Like, I went into hard mode first. That's my fault. So if the game's fucking uber challenging, why did you go into hard mode first, jackass? Like, I do think that the fact that it has hero to normal to hero, and now that I understand the progression, that's awesome. That's awesome difficulty design. That's awesome ways to get your players to, you know, grow with the game. Visuals, fucking top tier. Amazing top tier visuals, and I'm not talking just about Rachel. Fucking perverts. I think that, yeah, visuals are great. Combat's fucking awesome. The combat feels so sick. There were so many different moves that I never used because I just don't. My brain is too small to memorize all the moves and do that, but just mashing buttons felt awesome. So the moves are good. Combat's good, dude. Everything about the game is basically fucking great. Except for Alma. Alma fucking sucks, and I think she genuinely took like a whole point off the game, from like a 9.5 to an 8.5, because it really was that bad. Like, it was that frustrating. It made me not want to play the game, and I'll bet you there's people out there who got to Alma and quit the game. I would be not... Seriously, you wouldn't shock me at all. If you guys, if people in the comments, not happened to me, happened to me. Yep. I wouldn't be, and I wouldn't shit on y'all. That's the thing, too. I'm not going to shit on you and be like, oh, well, you're just a trash gamer, you got to get good. No, we don't do that around here. Let's understand what happened. What happened that made that shit so fucking frustrating? Because it happened to me. Made me deadass say, I don't want to play this game anymore. And I have a pretty good tolerance for bullshit for the most part. I would say it depends on the day. But, and I gotta finish the game anyway, so I didn't have a choice. I ain't gonna hold you. But, yeah, man, that shit was not good designed, I don't think. And that leads into more frustrations down the line and leads into a bad mental state around the game. So she did bring it down by a lot, and that's unfortunate to say. But I gotta be as objective as I can about it, you know. Overall, though, let's say take Alma out of the game. Might be a 9.5. I'm telling you, this game is slept on. I don't know. I never heard a lot about it. I've heard from like unique fans or like, you know, smaller people. Small, not stature, small groups of people is the word. English is hard. But, yeah, dude, this game is fucking awesome. Go check it out, I think. I'm telling you, go check this fucking game out. This game is sick. But yeah, dude, we made it. We did our first official review. I'm here. We're live and in person. Well, this is not live, but you know what I mean. We're starting a career, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to start. We got to go through Ninja Gaiden 2, Ninja Gaiden 3. So, stay tuned for those, man. And thanks for hanging out, man. And I hope you guys have a chance to check the game out. You know. But, have a good day, man. Love you guys.